What's up, New Phoenixes? Thanks so much for tuning in to Elon's first live on air Are You Ready web series. We've got a lot of information to get to you today. For those of you that are returning viewers, thanks so much for coming back. And for those of you who haven't been with us before, you're in luck. If you go to our elon.edu/areyouready webpage, click the schedule link, and on there are all links to our recorded sessions. A little bit about these Are You Ready sessions. These sessions were created to provide intellectual discussion between current Elon students, Elon faculty and staff, as well as you guys, the incoming students. So please ask us lots of questions because it'll be a back and forth and it'll be really great. My name is Sam Jones. I'm one of your hosts this summer. I'm a rising senior here at Elon, and over here we've got Lori Shackle, who's our producer. You might recognize her from your emails.
As Sam said, I'm the producer for this web series this summer. So while you're watching the show, there should be a Q&A panel on your right, and if you type in the questions there and submit them, we will throw them out to our experts on the couch, and we'll have them answered live on air. Awesome.
So the topic today is the Student Professional Development Center, and a lot of students call it the SPDC. So over here we have Marianne Bergola, who's one of our staff members.
My name is Marianne Bergola, and I am the Assistant Director of Career Services for the School of Communications.
And we also have several Elon students here, if you want to say your name and major and year.
Sure. I'm Megan Sybry. I'm graduating 2016. I'm a bio pre-med major, and I work at Media Services.
I'm Kathleen McCarthy. I'm a rising senior. I'm an accounting and finance major, and I'm currently interning with Red Hat.
Awesome. All right. So can we start off with like a brief overview of what the Student Professional Development Center encompasses?
Sure. So the Student Professional Development Center is kind of our go-to center here on campus. You might hear it being referred to as Career Services. But we have a couple different components of our department. So we have our people who are in roles like myself, career advisors, who work with students from first year up until senior year, really helping students prepare for professional development and what they're planning to do after graduation. So that's everything from working with students on helping them learn a little bit more about themselves to choose a major, prepare, find, and apply for internships, graduate school, and then also prepare to apply and find job opportunities for after graduation. In addition to career services, SPDC is also home to student employment on campus. So if you're interested in working on campus during your time here at Elon, everything from working as in residence life or at campus rec, you'll actually find those types of opportunities housed within our campus, and we actually have a person who helps students specifically apply for those opportunities. Mm-hmm. And then in addition to career advisors and student employment, we also have corporate and employer relations. So we actually have a team of people that go out and make connections with employers to help them learn a little bit more about Elon and our students and help our students get connected to those internships and job opportunities at the companies that they're really interested in. So they go out and meet with those employers within their offices, but then we also try and bring employers here on campus to meet with our students here at Elon as well.
Awesome. So every college student, when they come to college, the end goal is to eventually get a career or move on to graduate school so you can, get further educated for a career. So can we talk about the career advising aspect of the SPDC?
Sure. So we actually have a team of advisors. Myself, I'm housed within the School of Communications, so I work specifically with students who are interested in going into broadcast journalism, strategic communications, kind of everything within the School of Communications. We also have an advisor who works specifically with the business students. So our areas are kind of niche within those specialty areas, but then we also have a large team that works with arts and sciences. So we can work with students across all majors, but we have special knowledge within different industries. And I meet with students within classes. We do one-on-one appointments with students as well. So we interact with students a lot of different ways. Also, we do programs throughout the semester. So sometimes we'll do resume workshops, mock interviewing workshops, assessments to help students kind of figure out what it is that they're interested in, what their personality's like, and gain more information about themselves so they can learn a little bit more about what might be the best fit for a major or for a career. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different ways that we interact with students, and we try to make sure students know about us from freshman year because we want to meet with you as soon as possible and kind of help you get started on the right track. So whether you know exactly what it is that you want to do, or you're kind of still trying to figure out what might be the best option or what you're the most interested in, that's really what we're here for, is to help you make that decision.
For sure. And we've used the word advisors or advising here before, and one of the things we talked about was that students have their own personal advisor that helps them with their classes, but is the career advisor a different advisor than that advisor?
Yeah, sure. So we're really advising not so much on classes, like what classes you should take, but really more so, what can you do with the classes that you've been taking? What can you do with the major that you're studying? What can you do with the types of opportunities you've been involved in here at Elon? How has all of this helped prepare you to market yourself for the internships that you're interested in? How do you talk about your study abroad experiences or your internship experiences so you can get to where you want to be after graduation? So that's really more the kind of advising that we do, kind of helping students process the time that you've had here at Elon, figure out the best way to market it to potential employers, whether it's internships or jobs, or even if you're going on to graduate school, how can you best present yourself professionally?
I know that Elon students have opportunities within, the university to get some experience in different areas because there are on-campus jobs. So you're at a job this summer. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I've been working at Media Services this summer, which is a part of teaching and learning technologies, and we check out equipment to students, and it's a free service, and we've got really cool stuff like laptops, cameras. There's a lot of different options, and I also work with the event technology staff as well, and I help them set up events sometimes. And I've been working on a development plan for the new hire students we have, as well as for the students who are returning this year. Basically, on building their audio and visual skills, as well as working on developing them with customer service skills and just really getting used to a professional work environment. And we've also been working on different manuals that will help them get more acclimated to the job. And it's been a really great experience for me. I've never had a full-time job before, so getting used to the real world of work, I guess, has been interesting. And a lot of fun, though. I really like the people I work with, and it's been a really great opportunity for me.
Awesome.
Great. We have a question about on-campus jobs. If I can interject real quick. How do you find on-campus jobs? So, Megan, how did you find out about Media Services and where some other ways?
Well, I actually went into Media Services a lot to check out equipment my freshman year, and one of the people who was working there told me I should apply. And I did, and then he interviewed me, and then I got the job. So that was nice. But then I worked for Residence Life as a resident assistant and also as a biology tutor. So those jobs, there's a lot of information that comes up in different ways on campus. Like I got a lot of emails freshman year about position openings and stuff. So that was really helpful just to get, to let me know what's going on around campus, what opportunities are available to me. Okay.
We also have an online website, the Elon Job Network. So this is kind of it's our online system where we have internships, full-time opportunities, but also student employment opportunities. So what we're trying to do is have all these on-campus jobs be in one location where students are going to be able to find them. So if you log on to the Elon Job Network and search for on-campus employment, you'll be able to find all the different opportunities across campus.
Mm-hmm. There's also a newsletter you can sign up for, right?
Yeah, so we send out a weekly hot sheet. So every week you'll get an email in your inbox, and it has kind of our featured jobs, events that are coming up, those types of things. So definitely keep an eye out for that.
I think a lot of students that are coming in for their first year are probably interested in maybe pursuing getting a job at Elon. Some of them have work study. Is it frequent that in first-year students are getting jobs their first year?
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of first-year students who take the initiative to come meet with us, learn about the different opportunities. I think the key piece is really getting ready to apply for those opportunities, because you've probably put together a version of a resume that you used for your college application, but when you start thinking about applying for jobs or internships, you kind of have to transition that high school college application resume into one that's going to be a better fit for applying for part-time jobs. And that's what our office is here to help students with as well.
Yeah, that's what I did before I got my media services job and the RA job. I went to, I forget who does Renee Jackson?
Yeah, Renee.
Yeah, I went to Renee Jackson, and she helped me go through the resume I had for school, and she was like, she's really geared it towards jobs, like you were saying, rather than applying to colleges, and it was really helpful. But,
yeah. And Elon also not only jobs, but there's also internship opportunities as well. And you're doing an internship right now.
I am.
Can you speak a little bit about that?
I'm with Red Hat. I'm in the revenue accounting department. And while Red Hat was not found through the Elon Job Network, the other internship I was really gearing for was through the Job Network, and for about a year and a half I went to all the SPDC's events. There were meet and greets, there were mock interviews, resume building, everything. And I mean, there's everything on that website. So.
Sure. How do students go about finding an internship if they don't have one, already in mind, or they're not totally sure what they want to do?
I think the first step is probably to make an appointment with our office, because that's what we can really help you with, kind of narrowing down what your options are. Because especially if you're interested in a lot of different things, you're not really sure where you want to be, it can be really overwhelming to just find different opportunities online and start applying for them. And it can be really stressful too. So part of our job is to help make that process more manageable for you. And so working with students to figure out what are the companies and internship opportunities that are the best fit, what are some resources that you can use, how can you market your experiences in a resume or talk about your experiences in an interview in the best way. And the other thing to consider is, a lot of times we have some great internship opportunities where we have connections with companies already. So we might know the recruiter, we might have a great alum there. So we've kind of got an inside contact that can help you learn a little bit more information about the company, about the internship, and who might also be able to serve as an advocate for you as well if you're applying for an opportunity there.
Yeah.
I have a question about internships. Sorry. It's about credit with internships.
Okay.
So do those count towards your semester credits, and do they cost additional money? Can you talk about that a little?
So if you're doing an internship for credit, and within the business school and the School of Communications, you do have to complete an internship in order to graduate. It is something that would cost money because you're paying for a tuition credit for it.
Okay, even over the summer?
Yes, including over the summer. So if you need academic credit for your internship, you would be paying tuition.
And does that also, because you can only have a certain number of credits, when I think it's 18. Is that an additional, credit for your semester if you're doing it during the semester? So
it would be just like a class.
Okay, so you have to think about that when you're putting all your classes together as well. Yeah. So a lot of students coming in, I think, are thinking about completing everything like right off the bat. When really do first year students might think, I want to do an internship, but is it possible? Can I do an internship like after my first year, or does it have to be after my sophomore year? Because some schools only let their students go out there and pursue an internship like after sophomore or junior year.
Okay. Did any of you do an internship right after your freshman year? Okay.
I kind of fell into an internship my first year. Yeah, I started working with the Teaching and Learning Technologies office, and I've worked there for 3 years now. Now I'm the team leader of student support. But I was hired with them, and then I started working as an intern for the reaccreditation document. So I was working with the provost office there.
Okay. Yeah. So you can get an internship after your freshman year, as you know, and we have a lot of students that will do an internship after their freshman year. I think the only tricky thing is that there might be certain requirements you might have to meet academically in order to take your internship credit for the business or comm school. So for example, within the communication school, you have to have completed certain classes before you can get your internship credit for your communications requirement. You can still get academic credit through our office if you haven't met those classes yet. So there's still a way for you to get credit, but you might have to do an additional internship because that COE credit won't necessarily count for that comm or business credit for graduation. So that's the only thing about it.
Sure. I think that a really positive thing about Elon and it's the networking here is that a lot of students find their internship opportunities through other students who have completed them as well. As you said, alumni as well. Can we talk about after the internship? How often do people get job offers from these internships, or how many people go into the field in their internship as well?
We have a lot of students that will do an internship. They do really well the summer going into their senior year, and they might get a job offer after that. We have a lot of students that will do an internship and might even get offered like a part-time opportunity during the academic year because they've done really well. So I think part of it is really maintaining that connection. You might get an internship or a job offer opportunity after your internship, but at the same time, especially if you're going into your senior year, it's great that you have that opportunity, and we have a lot of students that still want to explore other opportunities to apply as well. So it's definitely something that happens. I get a lot of alums who will email us and let us know, we have this job opportunity. It'd be great to get another Elon student here, or I have this internship coming up. We have an opening. It'd be great to get an Elon student here. So it's definitely something that we want our students to utilize, and that's why we encourage them to meet with us. Make sure you have all your documents set up, your resume, your LinkedIn profile, so that when you have a potential contact to go to for an internship lead or a job lead, you're ready to go. And if students need help with, how might they reach out to someone, what's the best way to follow up, what's the best way to contact an alum or a potential contact, we can help students with that as well.
For sure, yeah. When I was in LA, I had to do I did a semester program in Los Angeles. I had to complete an internship, and my internship I think lasted it was like 3.5 months. So it was somewhere along, that time period. How long have you been at Red Hat? Because I know that you said that you have, before this we were talking, you said you had 1 week left?
Yes, I'll be there for 12 weeks.
12 weeks. Okay. Is there a time limit specifically for an internship?
It's not necessarily a time limit. It's more the number of hours that you're working.
Okay.
So each credit hour is worth a certain number of hours of work at your internship. And I think it varies within the different colleges and what type of credit you're getting. So it really just depends. So if you're taking, one internship credit hour, that might be 120 hours or something, versus 2 internship credit hours, you'll have to do more. So there's not, I think there is a limit in terms of the number of internship credit hours you can have before they go into, extra classes or things like that. But time limit wise, it's really what you can handle and what you can manage.
So if you work more, do you have to record it as internship hours, like with the school? Like, do you still have to pay if you're doing an internship but you already fulfilled your requirements?
I can answer that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm working almost 500 hours this summer, which would get me 4 credits worth in the business school, but I only need 1, so I'm only paying for 1 and putting 1 credit down as internship.
So you're getting more experience, but you're not.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the experience will show up on my resume, but not the credit.
When I was with my internship getting credit, I had a specific advisor within the poli-sci department. Is that typically how it works, where I have like the SPDC counselors and then also a faculty advisor helping me with the credit part of it?
Yes, in a way. So within the comm school and within the business school, we have internship directors. And so those are the ones that are kind of monitoring your progress during the internship. They're going to give you your internship grade. So it's similar to that.
Okay.
And within the SPDC, we also have internship directors as well that work with our students on that. So.
Are people that, students that are interning, are they allowed to get paid for their internship if they're receiving credit for it? They are?
Yep. We do have some interns that are lucky enough to get paid and be able to receive academic credit. There will be some internship opportunities where you're not getting paid, and so you have to be getting academic credit in order to complete that internship because of labor laws.
Sure. Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about on-campus recruiting?
So on-campus recruiting, we have a lot of different ways that we encourage employers to interact with our students. Sometimes it's events where they're kind of hosting a little meet and greet. They send a representative on campus. They do a little information session. We have a lot of employers that love to go into classes or meet with student organizations and talk a little bit about their company as well. We also do major events. So every fall and every spring we have our job and internship Expo. And so last fall we brought over 70 companies on campus, and these were companies that were really interested in recruiting Elon interns and Elon students for full-time opportunities. And everything from Teach for America and City Year, we had representatives from Google last year, Huffington Post, the New England Patriots, local companies and national companies. We also have employers that will do on-campus interviews here, and so they want to do some pre-screening interviews before they invite potential candidates to their sites. Right. So you'll actually be able to interview with the recruiter here on campus and not necessarily have to travel for that. And we've got space in the SPDC in Moseley for that as well. So also we have a lot of our students will do Skype interviews now. So did any of you do a Skype interview as a pre-screening?
I mean, I didn't do it for an
Okay.
internship. I did it
Okay.
for, a specific program, but it was over Skype, and that was a new experience for me,
Okay.
for sure.
So sometimes we have employers that want to do a Skype interview or a phone interview with students before, as kind of like their first round of interviews. And we do actually have dedicated space for that in the SPDC too. So if you don't want to worry about your roommate walking in or noise or anything like that, or if you have bad reception at your dorm, we have space for that for students as well.
I've used the phones for
Yeah.
interviews before.
Nice and quiet and private.
For sure. Do we have any questions
We
coming in?
do have a question I was about to say. We have one student who is wondering what kind of advising happens. So can you tell us about the College to Careers program?
Sure. So the College to Careers program is really our way to encourage students to kind of make the whole process more manageable. So a lot of times students come in and they're saying, I have no idea what to do or where to start. And so it kind of breaks down that process for students and kind of says, okay, you'll need to get your resume together. Think about putting together a LinkedIn profile, maybe do an informational interview, go to a career event. So it kind of gives you a checklist of different activities or things that you should be doing to start thinking about professional development.
Right.
And as you complete more and more activities, you'll actually earn rewards for it. So it's a way to kind of incentivize you to start engaging in some of these activities a little bit early on. And then at the end, you earn a certificate, which is something that you could put on your resume. And we also have a great gala for students that have completed the program, where we actually invite them to come have a really nice meal and an etiquette dinner for them. And then we also bring employers to that too. So for students who are coming, we ask them, what types of industries or companies are you interested in? And hopefully we can get them at a table with a recruiter from those different companies. So it kind of just makes the process more manageable, gives you specific action steps that you can do.
So in terms of like creating a resume, I know that there's there's a center that your students are able to go to in order to format the resume, and so is all these different advising and creating resumes. Is there a website that you make an appointment, or do you call, or do you email? How do students go about making an appointment?
So they can stop by our office in Mosley, which is right by the front desk. So it's Mosley 140. They can stop by and make an appointment there, or they can call our front desk office and make an appointment over the phone. And that phone number is 336-278-6538. And even if students are not necessarily here on campus yet, but they're interested in speaking with someone, we'll do phone appointments. I do Skype appointments sometimes. Especially, we have so many students that study abroad, but they're still applying for internships for the next year. And so even if they're not necessarily here at Elon, we find ways to work with them. So.
Yeah. I think something really interesting is about when you're creating a resume, maybe for a specific job or internship, is being able to, or having the ability or knowledge to cater it to the specific whatever you're applying to. It makes me think. I mean, I'm an acting major here, so when we're putting our resumes together, we've got specific like film or theater credits. So putting putting together a work resume was definitely like a different experience for me. But when I was putting together a resume for an internship, it was very interesting how I was able to, because I've had several on-campus jobs here, just being able to, underneath each job, being able to say okay, so for my internship in LA, I was working a lot with transferring calls to agents and stuff. So because I had the ability, or I had the opportunity to do that in several on-campus jobs, I was able to say, I'm able to, in very eloquent words, put that together and make sure that was sent out. And I think that the center is really will help you make sure that it's like a screening process almost, making sure that it looks good.
Yeah. I think that's definitely true, because even though none of the jobs I've had on campus specifically relate to medicine or hopefully that'll be my career path, but even though none of them specifically relate to it or in the field of biology, I'm still learning a lot about customer service and how to, now that I'm a team leader at my job at Media Services, it's learning how to be in a leadership position and help build a staff up to be the best they can be. And I think it even though you might not think that a job is necessarily applicable to your ultimate career path, I think any job experience that you'll have on campus will really you'll be able to pull some skills out of it that'll help you later on. So having a job on campus has been really great, not just for this time, but I know it's preparing me for the future as well. So
So Did you have a question?
We have a question.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm not trying to talk over you, but
No, please.
what kind of jobs can you get with your major? So how do students know if they're majoring in biology, if they want to go to grad school, if they're looking at pre-med type programs, what can they do for grad school and what can they do for jobs after Elon through the SPDC?
So really, that's where we're kind of helping connect you with those different resources. So sometimes it might be that we're connecting you with an alum that maybe had the same major that you're thinking about, and you're able to talk with them and learn firsthand about their experience and what it was like for them to go through that major, and what their job search was like, what their internships were like, connecting you with different websites and resources. I think a lot of times too, it's not necessarily so much that your major is going to dictate what it is you're going to do after graduation.
Right.
It's all of your experiences. It's the internships that you've had. It's the on-campus employment that you've had, study abroad experiences that you've had. All of that really shapes your skills and your experiences and what you're interested in and how you market yourself and the types of job opportunities that you apply for. So, and I think sometimes, especially in your first year, you're kind of caught up in what I'm going to major in is going to equal what I'm going to do for a job. But you might get here and you might have one major and stick with it, or you might have 10, and that's totally fine. But our job is really to kind of help you manage that process and help you learn a little bit more about what some of your options are. So.
And specific to first years, if they don't know what they want to do, or just being a first year, it's so many opportunities, you're kind of lost in all of it. But first year should definitely visit the SPDC, right? You can get started with the C2C program right off the bat, and they can help you figure these things out.
Yeah, so everything from getting your resume from that high school or college application resume to something more appropriate for applying for jobs or internships. But then we also do things called assessments within our office. Some of you might have taken like the Myers-Briggs or the Strong Interest Inventory. So these are additional tools that you can use. You're remembering it now. So these are additional tools that you can meet with a career advisor with, take the assessment, and learn a little bit more about yourself, learn a little bit more about what your personality is like and what your preferences are like, what your interests might be, how these might play into different majors or career options that you're considering, and kind of use that as a way to help make decisions as well.
Good stuff.
That's very cool. I think that, there are certain schools like the business school and the communication school that have their, internships are built in to the curriculum. But I think it's really valuable for any, whatever major you're pursuing to get out into that field and to take a summer or to take a semester and do an internship, because it's really, really interesting to get out into the workforce and see how what you're learning can be applied. I don't know. I think because with my internship, I had never, mine was at a talent agency, so I had never seen the entertainment industry from that side before. And I think that I learned more about, the industry than I could have ever hoped to, because I was, in the middle of it. And I think that without that, and that's not required for my major, so getting out there and doing those kind of internships I think are super, super valuable.
And employers now are definitely looking for students that have had internship experiences. It's a great way for you to figure out if something's going to be a good fit, if you really enjoy the type of work that you're doing, but it's also something that's going to make you competitive when you start applying for full-time opportunities. And the majority of our students will do more than one internship. They'll have an internship the summer after their freshman year, their sophomore year, going into their junior year. Some of our students will do internships during the academic year as well, so it's definitely something that helps you stand out when you start thinking about applying for jobs, in addition to all the other experiences that you're gaining here at Elon.
Well, we only have a couple minutes left, but I would like to hear some more from the students about maybe what your proudest accomplishment has been in an on-campus job or internship or something like that.
I can speak to that. With the revenue department, I've gotten to do account reconciliations, and the first one, my manager really walked me through step by step, showed me what to do, and you do them monthly. And I'm coming up on doing my last and final one in August. And this previous reconciliation, I did it all on my own. I didn't ask a single question, and in the end, he's like, "You can sign your name. You did it." And I called my dad. I emailed professors. I was like, "I did this. You taught me how to do it." And that has been my proudest moment this summer.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've had, I don't know, in all the jobs I've had on campus so far, I've had a lot of proud moments. Like when I got promoted to team leader, it was really cool. But I think probably the proudest or the happiest I've been with it was when I was an RA last year, resident assistant. I guess just seeing all of the the freshmen on my hall, make it through their first year, and they were all really successful, and they all seemed really happy, and I think that I played a role in that. So that was it really made me proud that I was able to be a support system for them and to watch them grow through that first year and all the changes they were experiencing.
Yeah.
We have one more question that just popped up, and I want to throw it out there real quick. Can students arrange their own internships outside of the Elon Job Network? So how does that work?
Yeah, we have students that find internships through the Elon Job Network. You mentioned
I did find Red Hat just in a Google search. It kind of fell into my lap, but even though I didn't find it through the job network, everyone in the SPDC was still able to help me with my resume and interviews. They didn't leave me out there on my own. So.
Yeah, we definitely encourage students to use all different resources in order to find the different opportunities that they're interested in. So sometimes students just happen to find it, doing some searching online. We have students that say, I have a family friend that has something. They have an internship opportunity. So lots of different ways students are getting connected with internships and jobs.
I think it's important when looking for an internship or a job opportunity, to put yourself out there, a lot, because there's going to be other people that are out there putting their resumes in too. So just making sure that you're extending your reach is definitely a good tip. Can we have some, because we only have a few minutes left, can we have some tips or advice for incoming students regarding the SPDC or finding a first job or an internship?
Number one would be make an appointment. So come in, even if you're not really sure what you want to talk about or what your first step needs to be, that's what our job is, to help you kind of figure out what that process is going to be. So make an appointment, meet with one of our career advisors. And I think the second thing is really to just start getting involved. I know we've talked a lot about internships and jobs, but employers are really looking for students who are engaged in university in any way, whether it's student organizations, volunteer opportunities, study abroad. Those are all things that count as experiences to employers and help you build your resume. So don't think that just because I've never had a job before or I haven't had an internship before that's something that's kind of a detriment to you. But if you're able to kind of jump in and engage with the university and the different experiences here, that's definitely helping build your resume and helping build your experiences.
Sure. What about you guys?
Just take the initiative, no one else is going to do it for you. So you just have to get yourself out there, meet people. If you see a job opportunity or any opportunity you'd like to do, talk to someone in that opportunity. The students and the faculty are here for you. They're more than happy to help you. So, you just have to take the initiative, and you have to make yourself into what you want to be.
A big piece of advice from me is the career fairs. Even if you're not currently looking for a job or internship, get dressed up and bring your resume and go and talk to the recruiters, because it's great practice for when you actually want that internship and you want to put your best foot forward.
I would also say, if you're not exactly sure what you want to do, maybe to cast a wide net for all of the things that you may be interested in, because I've had several different internships, so don't limit yourself to just one. But I got one as a grant writer, and I found out quickly that it was not what I wanted to do at all. But you learn from that, and so I think having a lot of different experiences can help you professionally and to figure out what you want to do. So,
and if you have a lot of different experiences, continue to follow up with the people that you had the experiences with, and anyone that helps you along the way, because that's a really, really important thing. You're not sending like a letter every week, but check in every 2 months or so, and that also applies outside of the job network as well. But it looks like that we're out of time today. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you on Thursday for our next session.